guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gamers, something to me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Heroes Advent. We're going with Kody. So this is going to be Kody's path. Guys, please sit back and enjoy while we get some of the bear and this new Let's Play episode, and this new Let's Play, I should say, playlist? Yeah, not really a new series, new playlist. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and jump right back into it. For the next 18 minutes, alarm chain, you're up, and let's go. Alright. It's time. Okay, Kody. Did Kody get enough sleep? It's still early in the morning, and he already seems tired. Maybe I should stick around and lend him a hand. He looked around the tavern for the bear, and surely enough, you could see him serving food to a guildmate. As you thought, his eyes looked drowsy, but he still smiled, trying his best to remain professional. You can also see Max having breakfast at one of the back tables. Maybe you'll greet him later. You wanted to leave the bar when you noticed Kody passing by towards the kitchen. Kody! The bear stopped just before as he gave you the same smile. Yeah, Cassian. Was there something you needed? Yeah, well, about your job offer yesterday. I gave that some thought, and I'd like to take it. Really? Don't you think you should talk to Max about this first? I'll get to that later. He seems occupied right now as well. All right, then. He sighed, and almost immediately you could feel the tense look in his eyes relaxed. Finally, I can have my naps back. So what's the commotion here? You both looked to Max as he chimed in, still munching on his hefty sandwich. Swallow first before you talk, Max, he said, and the Malamute snickered. Your lucky Ray isn't around right now. Ha! You know I never talk like that in front of him. The bear laughed a little, though you could sense some bit of sadness in it. Oh, really? Back then he always said you totally fell for it. I suppose you could say with age comes maturity, Max. Oh, shush you. You're only just 1 year older than Ray and I. Ha! Well, you seem to have places to be today. Heading somewhere soon? Yeah, I'm going to the city in a bit. Got something to investigate around certain districts. Max seemed to be thinking for a second before looking at you. What about you, Cassian? Oh, well, I wanted to help Kody around the tavern. Well, ain't that great news? You can say that again. I'll have to train him first, though. But finally, I can take my naps again. I see. Well, I'm off to the city now. Good luck, Kody, and be sure to work hard, Cassian. Will do. Have a safe trip, Max. Well then, let's head to the kitchen, shall we? You promptly followed the bear inside. There was a snow leopard working at the pantry, filling the large basket on the shelf with potatoes from the sack. Hey, look alive! We got someone new! His ears perked up when he saw it when Kody called him. Ah, finally! Ever since Jin left, we could really use an extra pair of hands around here. Indeed we do! Anyways, Cassian, this here's Ashford, my sous chef, and Maître D. He's in charge of the mise place? He's in charge of the mise place. I don't know how that's pronounced. Mise place? Mise en place? And taking up orders from our patrons. Nice to meet you. I hope I won't be too much trouble for you guys. Pleasure to meet you too, Cassian. And don't worry, we'll help you out too if you needed anything. You briefly shook hands with the leopard. You thought he looked familiar before you realized he was also the sole waiter the bear mentioned before. Good. Now that we've got the formalities out of the way, we'll be taking over Jen's shift, which is from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Ashford will help you get started, at least until his shift is over, that is. Right. I know, it's a long shift for a starter, but your paycheck will make up for it, I promise. That said, how much you get paid will depend on how well you performed on the same day. He winked at you at that last. Well, these customers are going to serve themselves. See you boys again next break time. With that, the bear left, leaving you and Ashford in the kitchen. All right, then. Let's get right to it, shall we? I have about 3 hours left on my shift, and I'll try to teach you all I know. Okay. So the first thing you need to work on once your hours start is mise en place. I'm gonna call it mise en place. I'm sorry, but what does that mean? It means to put things in place. Basically, you prepare the ingredients in advance so that everything would be ready to use once you started cooking. This is very important, because during rush hours, food will have to come out of the kitchen as fast as it can. You won't even have time to cut your vegetables like Mommy would back at home. Ah, that might have been a bit harsh. I apologize. It's fine. If you say so. You can call me Ash, by the way. All right, Ash. So, what should I do now? Ah, you'll need to do some more preparations. Right through here. He led you to a station in the middle. Oh, I have to learn my knives first? Oh, I have to learn my knives first? You asked, eyeing the long knife rack on the wall. Correct. As you can see, there are a lot of those in the kitchen, each built differently for different kinds of tasks. But since you're new, learning how to use these 5 should suffice for now. He picked a few from the rack, placing each neatly along the counter. So, there's the chef's knife, paring knife, cleaver or butcher knife, filleting knife, and utility knife. Chef's knife is an all-around, great for chopping, dicing, or mincing a lot of vegetables at once. Paring knife is best used to peel, trim, and remove seeds from fruits and vegetables. They're rather small otherwise, but you can still use them to cut, chop, or slice fruits. The butcher knife is for, well, butchering meat. It's pretty sharp, so take care not to cut yourself. In fact, it's just enough to slice through most cuts like butter, though I wouldn't recommend using it on anything with slimy skins. You're better off with chefs or utilities for that. Next up is the fillet knife, which should be your go-to for preparing fish, and since I happen to have some fillets right now, might be a good spot to demonstrate. Ashford stepped away as you took a moment to process all that information so far. He went a little faster than you expected, and you felt like it would only go faster from here on out. Here, since most of our seafood produce comes in clean and ready to use, you'll only need to fillet the fish. He quickly moved the knives aside as he laid the fish along the cutting board. It can be a bit tricky, but once you've got a hold of the technique, it should be straightforward. First, you cut the head off the head with a cleaver, then run the fillet knife along the spine from tail to head like so. Prepare to stay on top of the spine, not under, but top, like this. He went ahead with the preparation, swapping knives in the process. Eventually, he lifted the fillet and placed it onto a clean tray. You could tell he did it much slower than usual so that you could see his movement better. Even then, he made the whole thing look so easy and simple to you. Whoa, I see. I see. And what about the last one? Utility knife. You could use it to prepare smaller ingredients, but it's also quite handy for slimy stuff. Slimy stuff? Yes. There are those moan vines that we serve, for instance. It's considered a rare delicacy, and some of our patrons really enjoy it. I, for one, still can't understand why. Vines? I guess I can handle it. Don't worry, Cassian. I was just as reluctant when I first had to chop up those slimy stems. The taste is quite strange and metallic, too. Either way, be mindful of the flower tube. The vines can still move even when severed for quite some time. All right, noted. That's the tools out of the way. Let's get on to the preparations. For fruit and vegetables, make sure to store them in this liquid. He showed you a shelf with several small containers filled with a dark-colored liquid. It will help keeping them fresh, vibrant, and prevent oxidation. Got it. As for meat and fish, stack them inside the empty containers on the meat shelves once you're done preparing them. Once you grab more from the storage room in the back, you can grab more from the storage room in the back in case you run out. And that's about it. Just remember to label them correctly. For example, if the meat you prepared was buffalo and it was a steak, put buffalo steak. Simple enough, right? Right! That will make your life easier when you need to grab something later while cooking. The same goes for fruits and vegetables, such as Yamatos, which pairs great with buffalo steak, wouldn't you say? Yamatos? Yes, you know what that is, right? Everybody knows what Yamato is. Well, unless you're an Islander. I'm sorry. That was probably very inappropriate of me. It's all right, Ash. Truth be told, I'm not exactly from around these parts. Is that so? Yeah, I'm still quite new to Arborea. New to Arborea? The snow leopard's eyes lit up almost immediately at that last. Almost like when Alex first learned that you weren't actually from this world. I'm sorry, Ash, but I don't think that's important right now. Could you tell me more about what Yamatos are, though? Right. You went to the other side of the pantry as you breathed a huge sigh of relief in your mind. You mentally kicked yourself for almost exposing your identity, something that Alyssa had explicitly warned you against. I guess Max and his friends were an exception. She seems to trust them after all. She also never really told you the exact reason, but whatever happened must have been very serious. That said, to constantly deny being from another world would be a lie, and you were always bad at lying. Before you know it, the snow leopard was already back at the cutting board. Here it is. He promptly placed 2 of what you assumed were the aforementioned Yamatos, which turned out to be quite similar to potatoes in shape, only with a darker and slightly crusty skin. As you can see, these are quite the household staple for anybody having lived here long enough. He kept a close eye on the cutting board, trying to avoid eye contact with him. There was an audible crunch as Ashford sliced them in half, and on the inside was a starchy surface that somewhat glistened under the kitchen light. The color reminds you of the purple yam you've seen before, and for a brief moment you wondered if that had something to do with the strange name. Most of what he was talking about ended up a blur to you, but you do recall him saying something about these Yamatos having a strong, salty flavor. So why is it called Yamato exactly? It sounds more like a person than a plant to me. Actually, we named it after the islander cook that loved it so much. He died from salt poisoning due to overconsumption. What? Really? No, of course not. Don't believe everything they tell you out there, Cassian. Oh, right. Noted. Well, that's all I know about Yamatos so far. Oh, 1 second, guys. Let me, pause it real quick. Hey, guys, sorry about that. I'm back. Okay. Well, that's all I know about Yamatos so far. I would love to tell you more, but I'm afraid our time is running a little short. Right. Hold on. He went for a cabinet and came back with a book, which was more like a spell tome the more you looked at it. Here, this is the cookbook Kody gave to me when I first worked here. You can have it for now. Aside from the big list of recipes, there are also sections dedicated to ingredients and how to handle them. You might find that handy as well. Alright, that's actually very helpful, thanks. You put it on a nearby table for the time being. So what about being a waiter? I'm not very good at dealing with people, to be honest. It's okay, Cassian. Just stay calm and remember the 3 S's. 3 S's? Yes. Smile, salute, and service. Follow that and you'll be set for life, he said while clearing his throat. Good day, madame. He ended with a small bow and a courteous smile. Welcome to the Honeysuckle. May I take your order? You shuddered. It felt like the snow leopard just put on a different act just then. I don't know if I can do that. Just relax, take a deep breath, and stay calm. Remember, smile, salute, and service. Smile, salute, service. Okay. He smiled nervously. Also, don't forget to give customers the menu of the day recommendation. We have a different set for that every day, so be sure to ask Kody about it before you head out. Understood. Oh, one last thing. Never, and I repeat, never, ever recommend the chef's special to anybody. Huh? Why not? If it has special in the name, then that means it should be recommended, right? No. No. Don't. Let's just say that not everybody has the same palate. So think twice before you consider doing that. Oh, okay, I get it. Well then, let's get to work, shall we? He took a brief glance at the clock. Well, we have about an hour left before I have to leave. I'll guide you through some ingredient preparations, so put on your apron and grab the appropriate knives. You followed his instructions as he began putting a dozen Yamatos onto the counter. Grab the utility knife. Yamato is going to be... utility knife, I think? He sat at the stool beside him as he handed you one of those metal rods you've seen on cooking televised before. Here, take the steel. Always remember to sharpen your knives before using them. And just like how that certain famous chef would sharpen his knives on TV, the snow leopard seemed to be doing exactly that almost effortlessly. He was going a bit fast, and you were already having a hard time mimicking his movements with the knives. You're getting there, Cassian. Come on and help me out with this next batch, though. He then worked through several different types of vegetables with him. Most of them were quite identical to the ones back in your world. You weren't really ever good at cooking in the kitchen, and it didn't help that your knives couldn't cut through some of the ingredients properly. From peeling, trimming, to removing seeds, you could only go through 1 or 2 items at a time, but at least you helped Ashford with his last batch before his shift was over. Ha! Break time at last! Kody eventually returned to the kitchen while Ashford packed up his stuff. Thank you again for your hard work today, Ash. Cody said with a smile as he approached the leopard, promptly passing a coin pouch to him. Thank you too, Kody, sir. I'll be back later tonight as usual, he said while pocketing the pouch. Ah, and how's Cassian? He's still a work in progress, sir, but I've shown him the basics and he should be good to go for now. I'll teach him more later tonight, or tomorrow, of course. Excellent! Well then, have a safe trip home, Ash! Kody gave his sous chef quite the bear hug on his way out. Oof! I will! He patted the bear's back as he muttered. You're crushing me a bit there now, sir. Oh, sorry about that. Kody chuckled as the leopard straightened his outfit before heading out. See you tonight, sir. Well, now that things have slowed down a bit, the bear stretched for a bit after taking off his apron. I'm gonna need my daily nap. I'll be back in about an hour and a half to prep for lunch hour. So in the meantime, I'll need you to be on the lookout for new customers. I'm sure you can handle that, right? I'll do my best. Great, great. That's what I was hoping to hear. He rubbed his eyes as he tried to hold back a yawn. Hello, Kitty. I know you've just started, but don't worry. Food at this hour should be either ready to serve or simple to prepare. Just take a look at the board beside the grill in case you forgot how to cook something. Understood. Have a good rest for now, Kody. Indeed. Heavens know how much I need it right now. With that, Kody left the kitchen through a door next to the storage room. Must be his own living quarters there. You took a deep breath to calm yourself as you surveyed the kitchen again. So far, all the ingredients are already prepped and ready to use. Ashford had also given you a head start by labeling the containers properly. While you were still wondering what to do next, you could hear the door chimes ringing. The customers! You almost yelped as you frantically took the menu and prepared to leave the kitchen. That was also when you remembered about the Today special. Well, drat, Kody is already sleeping, so obviously I can't ask him. What should I do? Greet the patrons. You were already panicking a little, so you decided to go straight to the customers first. You can always ask Kody about it later. As you left the kitchen, you could see a couple seated at one of the tables out front. Judging by their appearance and demeanor, you assumed they were married. They were reading from the menu pamphlet when you approached. Smile, salute, service. Good morning, sir and ma'am. Welcome to the Honeysuckle. How may I take your order? You said with a smile, trying your best not to fumble over your own words. Good day. The husband spoke, his eyes still on the menu. So far, neither of them seemed fazed, so you must be doing something right. We haven't really decided on what to eat yet. There's a lot of options here as always. Anything you can recommend us? Well, you thought long and hard about what to suggest, but the only things that came up were the same things you ate this morning and last evening. You could have the breakfast usuals here, or buffalo steak. Right. You see the husband looking to his companion in mild disappointment. Oh, let's see. Let's go back. Disappointment, let's go back. Menu. Look around for it. You're already panicking a little, but you recall Kody saying something about cooking instructions at the board, so you decided to take a look there. Thankfully, the first thing you saw was a yellow sticky note at the wall next to the grill. Today's special, grilled prenwurst with Caesar salad and spaghetti carbonara with baked quail. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Huh, this must be it. You gave the note another careful read before heading out. As you left the kitchen, you could see a couple seated at one of the tables out front. Judging by their appearance and demeanor, you assumed they were married. They were reading from the menu pamphlet when you approached. Okay, smile, salute, service. Alright. It seems that worked better. Well, for today, we have a beautiful grilled prenwurst with Caesar salad, or you could go for the spaghetti carbonara with the baked quail, which tastes fantastic as they're in season right now. You breathe a sigh of relief in your mind, since you remember Alyssa did say that quails were in season. That sounds delicious. I'll take the second one. What about you, dear? I'll have the salad, please. You gave them a courtesy nod as you noted their choices down. And any drinks? Just water is fine. We don't like drinking too much sweet in the morning, the wife said, and the husband seemed to hesitate for a bit. Maybe he had something else in mind, but didn't want to upset his partner. I'll go with that, too. All right. Please wait here for a moment. You hurried back to the kitchen to prepare the food. It took you a few moments before studying the instructions on the board before you could really get going. All right. I'm going to go ahead and save it right here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been the start of Kody's path. I have high hopes. Let's get some loving from the bear, shall we? But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!